Hello everyone, we are going to see about data fetching in Next.js. Data fetching in Next.js using client-side and server-side method. In Next.js, you can fetch data using both client-side and server-side method. Client-side data fetching occurs on the client side in the browser after the initial page load. This is typically done using React use effect hook combined with functions like fetch or third-party libraries like Axios. Server-side data fetching occurs on the server before the page is rendered. This is useful for fetching data that should be available to search engine crawlers for SEO purpose or for data that change frequently and needs to be updated on each request. Here is an example of client-side data fetching using the use effect hook. Inside the page index.js, and first I'm going to import use state and use effect from React. First, I'm going to create a use state const data comma set data equal to use state, and I'm going to give the data as null, and I'm going to use the use effect for call fetch the API, and I'm going to use here the fetch and then API. Here I'm going to use dot then and response dot json dot then data set data, and here I'm sending the data, and I'm going to use the dot catch. If any errors occur, it will console log the error fetching data, comma error, and I'm going to use, and inside div I'm going to call the data. If data is there, data json dot stringify json.stringify data. If data is not there, then we want to give a div, and inside div we want to give loading. At a fetch, it will starting in the process. It will see it. We can see loading after we are fetching. After we are getting the data, we will see the data and the users. Now I will run npm dev. If I save this, see we are seeing loading. See we are getting the. See we are getting loading. See we are getting data. If I refresh, see we are getting loading and data. Like this, we are fetching the data. Next, we are going to see about fetching data using get static props. Next.js provides two special functions: get static props for fetching data at build time and request time, respectively. Get static prop is used for pre-rendering page at build time. The data written from this function will be passed to the page component as props. Now I am going to show you get static props. For that, I am going to create another file Inside page I am going to create another file example.js. I am going to use a sync function fetch data. Const res equal to await fetch https dummy json.com/users dot then and then const data equal to await res.json. Return data. Export async function get static props const data equal to await fetch data. Return props data revalidate 60. This will regenerate the page every 60 seconds. And then export default function example data return div h1 data fetch using get static props. I'm going to use pre json dot stringify data comma null comma 2. If I save this slash example, see we are getting the output data fetch using get static props. Like this we are getting the users. Next we are going to see about handling loading states and error. When fetching data in Next.js, it is important to handle loading states and error to provide a good user experience, and you can use state variables to track loading states and error and conditionally rendering content based on these states. Here is an example of handling loading states and errors in Next.js. In index.js, First I am going to create a use state const data comma set data equal to use state, and this should be null. Then I am going to create a const is loading comma set is loading equal to use state true. Const error comma set error equal to use state null, and I am going to use effect inside that. I am going to use fetch https dummy json.com/users dot then response if not restaurant okay, then we want to throw new error failed to fetch data, else we can return res.json dot then data set set is loading as false dot catch error set error as error and set is loading as false. If is loading, then return div loading. If error return div error dot message, and in the div we want to send the data json dot stringify data. If I run this, see we are getting the data. Like this, we will handling errors and loading. Thank you.